President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa's National Security Advisor, Sydney Mufamadi, appeared before Parliament's Standing Committee on Public Accounts, Scopa, today. Now, his appearance regarded allegations made by the former Eskom CEO, Ruyter. Remember, Ruyter made damning allegations about corruption, theft and maladministration at the embattled power utility during an interview with our colleague at ENC, Annika Larsen, a few weeks ago. Now, my colleague, senior reporter Ayesha Ismail, following that story in Parliament today. She's joining us now live from our studios in Cape Town, back just to give us a wrap of what really stood out in that appearance by Mr. Mufamadi in Parliament today. Good afternoon, Ayesha. Welcome to today. Thanks for joining us. It's not normal or usual, rather, for a national security advisor to be summoned before Parliament. But in this matter of Eskom, Sydney Mufamadi had some things that were very interesting to say. I mean, was he able to shed any more light than what we currently have on this intelligence report and about the names of who could be the minister or the high-profile government officials be that Mr. Ruyter is has supposedly mentioned?
So, Dan, let me start off by saying that this was a virtual sitting of Scopa, and Sydney Mufamadi confirmed quite a number of things that we, as the general public, and of course Scopa, members of Scopa, were unclear about. So, Sydney Mufamadi confirms that a meeting did take place with Ruyter in July last year, and that meeting was attended by Mufamadi, obviously Ruyter, Pravin Gordhan, and Pravin Gordhan's advisor. And a number of things were discussed there, and of course the serious allegations that were made by Ruyter to our colleague Annika Larsen, as well as allegations made in his book. But this is what Sydney Mufamadi said to members of Scopa when he was quizzed about that meeting that took place.
We were given a sense of the extent of the, I'm saying a sense of the extent of the pervasiveness of the criminality, organized crime that was taking place in the power stations. And of course, one of what I know would be the issues of interest to this committee was any name dropping. Yes, there was. I can't remember the various designations that were used. On one hand, I understand Mr. Ruyter talks about high-ranking minister, high-ranking political office bearer. On the other, he talks about a minister. I can at least say, yes, there was a mention of a name or names.
So in this meeting, Ayesha, did Mr. Mufamadi say what advice, if any, they gave to Mr. Ruyter and what happened thereafter?
So he did give Mr. Ruyter advice, and he also said to him, you know, with the information that you have to take this to the law enforcement agencies. He said he went further after that meeting by going to the National Police Commissioner and informing him of what Mr. Ruyter had said to him, and the National Police Commissioner did say to him that they are already conducting an investigation and that they are also in communication with Ruyter. But Sydney Mufamadi made it very clear that he did not see any intelligence report, and no report was given to him to hand over to the president, to President Cyril Ramaphosa. He said in that meeting where they were in, it appeared as if Ruyter was reading from a document. He said it was a synopsis of what was in a document. So just to reiterate again, Sydney Mufamadi says he did not see any intelligence report, and he was also not given a report to hand over to President Cyril Ramaphosa. This is what he had to say to the committee.
once I have said to their people at Eskom, interact with the police, it's not my job to go back to them to say, of the people you've mentioned, for instance, where are you with respect to the investigations and so on? What I know, like you are saying, the problem at Eskom is very serious. It goes to the heart of national security because it's energy security, which impacts on the well-being of the nation. What I know is that the antenna of the state system has been raised to this issue.
Sydney Mufamadi, the National Security Advisor, appearing before Scopa virtually today. And that comment there ending that update from Ayesha Ismail from our studios in Cape Town.